Kaboo. I bet y'all have been wondering where I've been. It's been the better part of a year. MK1's whole existence. I haven't shown up. Until now. And that's for a very important reason. You see, I've been working on this game. A lot of the amazing decisions that have been happening with this game are because of me. You see, NRS hired me on as a consult. That's a person that consults things. And I've been making decisions since day one about this game. What would make it better? What improvements over 11? Can you believe, and this is an actual conversation I had with developers, they wanted to bring back lobbies? Like what? Why would we ever do that? Did you see how they went with MK11? How well his lobbies worked? Huh? Did you not witness that disaster? That actual connection mess? Disgusting. You must have the brain the size of a pea if you think that. Roasted. Next, they asked me to come up with an idea for Warrior Shrine. And I proposed to them a 3D adventure. Shaolin Monks 2. Basically, was the idea. So, they loved it. They said, that's going to be the best game mode ever. So, could you work on that for us? And I said, absolutely, I can do that for you. So, that was really my vision. People have been asking for a sequel to Shaolin Monks forever. And I said, let's do the Warrior Shrine, let's do it. And then they said, do you think you can do it in a month? And I was like, probably. So they're like, all right, let's do it. Now, what both of us forgot in the moment is I don't know how to make video games. So what I did in an actual stroke of genius was nothing. But I'm not one to be beaten. When they came to me and said, why isn't this done? I said, we need to do a little bit of mystery here. We need to entice the customer. Let's put a coming soon on the title. And they said, oh, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. I'd really build some suspense for what this thing is. And I was like, yeah, that's my thoughts. Now, during my time in NRS, there's been a cubicle partner of mine who sits directly across from my desk. I can't remember what his tag was. It was like fake done or something like that. But very annoying coworker. Always saying, hey, what you working on right now? I'm like, oh, I'm just, redeciding Shao Kahn. We called him Shao Kahn for 30 years. I want everyone to now call him General Shao. I think that'll be a cool surprise when the game launches. He says, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And the next thing I know, I read on the internet, people are talking about General Shao, and I'm like, well, that's not because I'm not original. I mean, obviously other people could come up with that, so I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to confirm or deny anything. We're rolling with this General Shao. That was totally my idea. Don't know where all the people online came up with it. Next, I was tasked with coming up with guest characters. And I said, you know what? We need Ghostface. And they said, absolutely. This is the game. This is the one. We saved Ghostface for our best Mortal Kombat game to date. The most exciting, amped up Mortal Kombat guest character ever goes in the best Mortal Kombat game. And I looked at them and I said, ghosted. So time's flying. We're going through, we're designing things for Chaos Reigns. I'm working on characters. And that stupid guy pokes his head over. Hey, what you working on? And I go, I'm just working on the new sector in Cyrax. We're going to gender swap. I think that'd be a cool idea. He goes, oh yeah, that sounds pretty good. And then he disappears for a while. And I go, okay, that's kind of weird. And then next thing I'm reading online, that they're saying that we're going to gender swap Cyrax and Sector. And I'm like, am I just not creative? Like, how is everyone on the internet coming up with this stuff that I'm creating in my own little cubicle? I don't understand. I thought I was pretty smart. Pretty smart guy. Then it dawned on me. This guy is asking me for this information so he can leak it to the internet. That's the only way that people could be smarter than me. So I was ready for it. So we're getting close to the Chaos Reigns release. And Booney Boy comes up to me. He says, hey, we really need the Warrior Shrine. like now, like this is coming out tomorrow. And I said, oh, right. Yeah, I kind of forgot about that, so I just made a leaderboard. And he said, okay, that makes perfect sense to me and everyone involved. Let's do it. Of course, Chaos Reigns launches. It's a smash hit. Everybody loves it. People around the world are crying over it. You know, babies crying, throwing their children everywhere, that kind of thing. And I decided to get some revenge on Mr. Fake, whatever his name was. So I call over the cubicle. I say, hey, you want to hear a secret? And he goes, yeah, absolutely. I said, you can't tell anybody. He goes, nope, I swear. And I said, I know the KP3 characters, and I know that it's canceled. And you can see him go, he starts sweating, he starts doing a little bit of this. It's just with excitement, right? Like a wet dog. And so I tell him, and he goes away. But I didn't tell him the right characters. No. I fed him misinformation. And he even got Booney Boy in on it. Be like, hey, if you see these characters around, this is what I did. And he says that you're a genius. And I said, you don't need to tell me. I know I'm better than you. Roasted. Next thing I know, Boone and I are pulling it up on the internet. I know exactly who it is. Trace it back to him. Dude's out of there. Tries to post on the internet saying, oh, I didn't expect it to get out to so many people. And I was like, yeah, okay. You got tricked fair and square and you knew it. At that point, he knew it. So we got him. That's what happens when you try and leak hard work onto the internet. Roasted. I had many jobs when I was there over the course of a year. Creating things. They gave me this design for a skin, and they said, do you think that you could make different versions of this and make it a little bit cooler? And I said, absolutely I can. After some hard work and some good thought, I gave them this bad boy. That's right, everyone's favorite skin. And they said, whoa, that's incredible. That's totally unlike anything we've seen before. And I said, yes it is. And they said, that's kind of chaotic. And I was like, yeah, it is. You know, like Liu Kang with a mohawk, you never see that. I'm like, yeah, let's put it in one of our seasons. And they said, you know what season would be perfect? And I already knew the answer. I just said, Melina. And of course they didn't get it at first, but once I sold them on it, obviously the Melina season, the Chaos, Melina, makes sense, lines up. That was the last one I designed, by the way. By my own choice, of course. Why am I telling all of you this? Because I need your thanks. I need you to go down in the comments and let me know how much you appreciate this game that was pretty much entirely my idea. It was risky. They took a risk and it paid off. Best-selling Mortal Kombat game of all time. Right here. Best characters of all time. Right here. Warrior Shrine. Right here. You're welcome. Roasted.